Hey there, fancy friends, it's Oliver, and in this video we will have a look at double feints for sabre fencing. If you are watching this video, the chance you know the general video on feints of our Christmann sabre series is high. If not, go and watch it. To all of you who may not know what a feint is, it's a fake attack. So you just show a hit, and when the other one goes to the parry, you change the target to another one. An important point is that a feint is always done out of range. And that is because if, for whatever reason, the opponent riposts at your feint and you are in reach, it will be a double. And first rule is always don't get hit. But now to the double feints. We are still talking about firm feints, which means that the cut is stopped and another movement is introduced to strike again, like so in a moulinet or just around the blade. So we are talking about a firm path the blade travels. A double feint is obviously a combination of 3 cuts or thrusts. So the first 2 are fake and the third should be the hit. Which brings us to a fitting footwork, in this case for the drills. You may remember the combination is an attack with a feint by fencer 1 and a riposte also with a feint from fencer 2, which has looked like so. Christmann told us to use a leaning for the feint, just to give the illusion of a lunge a bit better. You can also do a half lunge and, of course, stand on guard. For the drills of the simple feints, we are advised to use a leaning and a lunge. And depending on that, I guess there are 2 main possibilities to train in a smooth way. For the first variation, I would just do the first feint on guard, the second with the leaning, and the third, the hitter, with the lunge. And this would mean for the defender that I just parry the first feint on guard, then with the leaning, and finally with a slip back, or as Christmann would call it, a Zurücksetzen. And Marcus and Niels will show you how it would look like with an official combination of the double feints. For the second variation, I would do the first feint with the leaning, the second with a half lunge, and the hitter with the full lunge. But contrary to the first variation, I couldn't mirror it for the defender. So in this case, we do the same. So we parry on guard, parry with the leaning, and parry with slip back. Sure, you can also combine standing on guard and half lunge, or just do 2 feints in the leaning or in the half lunge, and so on. You could even let fencer 1 and 2 do different kinds of variations, or tell them they could use what they want. Anything is a variation, and you could do them because it's fun. And it's also good for your brain. Also remember, the cuts and parries stay the same, so it did not change anything over belt line. Regularly we stay with the first variation because the feint in the riposte is threatening enough if we can feint with the step on guard for the first riposte. It's also nice for the beginning to mirror just the movements of the two fences. I just like to repeat it, but always have in mind, some old fencing masters do not want us to do a double feint in an assault or even worse in a sharp duel. There is too much danger of a hit in tempo because of a probably bad threatening. And if the opponent uses this advantage, it is worse, especially if you use them too often. And some masters also advise us to also do not a simple feint if it's serious. But all these masters let us train feints and also double feints because they're good training for your tempo and of course for your precision, strength and fitness. So we do train them very often, even if you do not see them that much in sparring. Next time we will have a look at the flying feints and how Schlenkerhiebe changed the game. So see you next video.